The vibe at TCO Performance Center just shifted because that much-anticipated visit from a physical wide receiver didn't end with a signature on a contract. We all know that Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison are superstars, but they cannot carry this passing attack alone without a reliable third option to move the chains. It felt like the missing piece was right there in the building, yet he walked out the door without a deal. Stay tuned as we break down what this means for our beloved purple and gold. Jauan Jennings arrived with high hopes, but the two sides couldn't finalize a contract before he left Minnesota, leaving a massive void in the WR3 spot. This news is a tough pill to swallow because our current internal option, Tai Felton, is a massive question mark after managing only 2 catches during his rookie campaign. The front office clearly knows they need more help, which is why they brought in the former 49er in the first place. This situation also involves our new franchise leader, Kyler Murray, who needs weapons he can trust when the game is on the line. If the front office can't close the deal with their top target, they have to look at the big names remaining on the open market. Deebo Samuel is a name that immediately jumps off the page as a dynamic threat who could change the entire look of our offense. He has a history of injuries, but his ability to run and catch makes him a nightmare for defensive coordinators across the league. Then there is Keenan Allen, a savvy veteran who still knows how to find the soft spots in his zone defense. Even though he is 34, he proved last year that he can still haul in 80 passes and provide a reliable target for a young quarterback. We also have the tantalizing possibility of DeAndre Hopkins, who has openly expressed interest in reuniting with our new quarterback. Those two had incredible chemistry back in Arizona, and bringing that magic to U.S. Bank Stadium could be the spark this roster needs to truly compete for a division title. The news that the visit didn't work out means the pressure is now on Kwesi Adofo-Mensah to find a backup plan quickly. We have the salary cap space to make a splash, and sitting on that money while the talent pool thins out would be a massive mistake. Whether it is a trade or a late summer signing, the Vikings are officially in win-now mode with their quarterback situation settled. We cannot afford to waste a single year of Jefferson's prime because we failed to find a third receiver who can keep defenses honest. The search for a reliable target to play alongside our elite duo is about more than just finding a guy to catch a few passes. It is about the fundamental geometry of the football field and how opposing coaches decide to defend our primary playmakers. When we rely on a young prospect who hasn't proven he can separate at the professional level, it allows safeties to cheat toward the sideline and double-team our best player. We have seen this story before where a lack of depth stalls a promising season, and the front office is clearly trying to avoid that trap. This veteran would not need to be the focal point of the offense, but rather a security blanket who can convert a third and short when the defense is focused elsewhere. Think about the impact a physical, big-bodied target would have in the red zone where space is at a premium. Having a player with hundreds of career receptions means they understand timing, leverage, and the subtle nuances of route running that rookies often struggle with. This transition period is critical because our offensive system requires a high level of chemistry between the man under center and his targets. If the team decides to pivot toward a player with a history of big game production, it changes the locker room dynamic immediately. It sends a message to the veterans on the defense that the organization is doing everything possible to provide support. The speculative options like a reunion between the signal caller and his former top target in Arizona bring a level of excitement that we haven't felt in a long time. It isn't just about the stats. It is about the scenario where this offense becomes impossible to stop. If you have 3 legitimate threats on the field at the same time, a defensive coordinator has to pick their poison. Do they stop the deep threat, the intermediate technician, or the physical veteran over the middle? By exploring these high-profile names, the team is showing a level of aggression that fans have been begging for. This move moves the needle from being a competitive team to a potential powerhouse in the NFC. We are watching a high-stakes game of chess where the next move could define the season. The direct consequence of failing to secure a veteran receiver right now is that we are putting an unfair burden on our young stars. If the season started today, every single opponent would walk into the stadium with a game plan designed to take our top 2 weapons out of the play. This could lead to more punts, more frustration, and ultimately, more losses that we should have won. By bringing in a proven veteran, this could help them win more games simply by keeping the chains moving. It is a simple outcome that translates to more time for our defense to rest and more opportunities for our quarterback to find a rhythm. We are looking at a situation where a single signing could be the difference between a wild card spot and watching the playoffs from the couch. The risk of failure is real if we decide to just hope that the young players on the roster take a massive leap forward. Hope is not a strategy in the NFL, and the fact that the front office was even talking to targets shows they know the current group isn't enough. A veteran presence in the meeting room also provides a mentor for the younger guys who are still learning how to be professionals. This isn't about roster flexibility or long-term cap management. It is about scoring more points than the other team. If we have a reliable third option, it forces the defense to play a standard coverage, which is exactly what our superstars want. It makes the game easier for everyone on the field. The impact on the scoreboard would be immediate, because a savvy veteran knows how to get open when a play breaks down. We've all seen those moments where the quarterback has to scramble and needs someone to find a hole in the defense. That is where experience pays off the most. If we don't fix this hole in the depth chart, we are essentially fighting with one hand tied behind our back. The fans deserve a team that is fully equipped to compete at the highest level, and that means having a complete arsenal of weapons. The path to a championship requires a balanced attack that can beat you in multiple ways. The locker room knows exactly what this means because we are standing at a crossroads that will define our entire year. Let's look at the two paths this season could take based on this one decision at the wide receiver position. In the best-case scenario, the front office finally lands one of these big-name veterans like the former Chargers star or the physical threat from the Commanders. This player comes in and immediately develops a rapport with our new quarterback, providing a reliable outlet on every drive. Suddenly, the entire field opens up and our offense becomes a scoring machine that no one in the division can slow down. The tension of a close game evaporates because we have so many ways to hurt the opposition. But if it fails and we are forced to rely on unproven talent, the worst-case scenario is much darker. We could see our superstar receiver getting frustrated because he is constantly fighting through triple teams, while other players drop catchable balls. The offense could become predictable and stagnant, leading to a losing streak that drains the energy out of the entire building. The pressure on the head coach would mount as fans wonder why the team didn't use its available resources to fix a glaring weakness. Every incomplete pass on third down would be a reminder of the deal that didn't get done. This creates a high-tension environment where every game feels like a desperate struggle just to stay afloat. We have a championship-caliber roster in so many areas, but a single missing piece can cause the whole structure to crumble. It is like a high-performance engine that is missing one spark plug. It might still run, but it won't ever reach its full potential. The stakes are incredibly high because the window for success in this league is always smaller than you think. We have the money, we have the motivation, and we have the quarterback to make this work. The only question is whether the leadership in the front office can pull the trigger on a move that solidifies our status as contenders. If they wait too long, the best options will be gone, and we will be left wondering what could have been. The situation in Minnesota is clear, and the dilemma is one that will define our upcoming season. We have a roster that is almost complete, but that missing third receiver remains a ghost in our offensive game plan. The failed visit from the former San Francisco target has left us all wondering what the backup plan looks like and how long we have to wait. Whether it ends up being a veteran reunion or a surprising trade, the front office must act with urgency to support our new quarterback and our superstar weapons. Be honest with yourself as a fan. Would you trust a second-year player with only 2 career catches to be the one who saves our season in a big moment? I know I would much rather see a proven veteran out there when the game is on the line. We are at a crossroads, and your support is what keeps this community strong. If you want to stay updated on every move the Vikings make this summer, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications so you never miss a breaking update. What do you think our next move should be?